I'm going to be ranking the best budget cards right now in NBA 2K23. My team, we have a tier list here ranking from S that goes down to D tier, and we have about 25 of the best budget cards in my team. Now, I will say, guys, my budget price range is about like 25,000 MT at the most, and I don't think there's really too many cards at the 25,000 MT price tag. I think most of these cards are on 5 to 15,000, which is obviously my budget range. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think are the best budget cards in my team right now, and let me know what you guys would let me know what you guys would change about my tier list. But first budget card here is going to be Evan Mobley. I would probably throw him in that B tier category. I think he's still a very good power forward. He's 7 foot with a 7'4" wingspan. I just do believe there is better power forwards in the game at the budget tier, and he's a little bit undersized, not necessarily height wise at the center position, but his player build is just a little bit skinny. So I do notice he kind of gets mashed a lot, but he's going to be a very good defender, lead stats and badges wise, having Hall of Fame anchor, clamps, glove, menace, post lockdown, and a rebound chaser as well. And then defensively stats wise, he's got a 92 block, 92 interior defense with an 84 steal and an 86 perimeter. So all around, I think Evan Mobley for the budget tier is probably going to be in that B tier category. Now, Amar'e Smith is probably one of the more expensive cards on this tier list, but 1000% deserving of the S tier category. If you guys don't know, S tier is going to be my top 5 budget cards in the game, and I would say Amar'e Stoudemire 1000% going to be in that top 5. I'm actually kind of confused and surprised that he's this cheap. Like, he's only about 24 to 26,000 MT. He's a power forward center, 6'10" with a 7'1" wingspan, and is such an elite power forward. Like, he's going to be really good at going to the rim with a 97 driving dunk, 95 standing dunk. He's super quick as well for a 6'10" power forward with 90 speed, 90 acceleration. But the best thing about this card, in my opinion, is actually when you come to the animation screen, you can see he's got his jump shot on very quick timing, so it's going to be a super good release. And he's also got the MJ dribble style, he's got the James Harden size up, and the John Wall escape. So they gave him some amazing dribble sigs, especially for your power forward. Like, he's going to move like a point guard or a shooting guard, and he's a 6'10" power forward with some really good offensive stats. He's also got Hall of Fame clamp breaker, quick first step, and some very good Hall of Fame finishing badges. So all around, I think it's pretty obvious Amar'e Stoudemire going to be in that S tier category. This Caron Butler card really isn't that great. I would say he's probably in C tier. Really wish he was a lot better, because Caron Butler in the past, my teams, I feel like always does have a decent budget card, but this year that diamond card really isn't that great in my opinion. Now, Amethyst Anthony Davis is definitely an interesting one, because if you think about it, he is very similar to his Galaxy Opal version, and obviously Galaxy Opal AD I would say is better than a guy like Mobley, but I do think he's probably somewhere in that B tier category. Still a very good power forward. Like, these alternate reality guys are very similar to their higher tier cards. Like, if we compare Opal AD to Amethyst AD, obviously yes, stats wise the Opal is going to be a decent amount better, but honestly it's not that much of a difference. Like, +2 speed, +2 3 ball, you know, +3 interior defense, +4 steal. Like, it's really just a bunch of +2s and a bunch of +3s, which I feel like in the grand scheme of things don't make that big of a difference. Animations wise, they're going to be legit the exact same, and badge count, obviously, you know, the Opal going to have more Hall of Fame badges, but the Amethyst does have more gold. So I would say Anthony Davis for budget cards probably going to be somewhere in that B tier spot. Talking about another kind of new alter reality guy, I think he's probably going to be in C, and that is the Amethyst Donovan Mitchell. As much as I do like D-Mitch, he's 6'1" at the point guard spot. I just feel like he can't be that high on this tier list when we have guys like Bob Sura who are 6'5" at the point guard position, right? So if a Bob Sura matches up against a D-Mitch, that D-Mitch is going to be in a lot of trouble, especially down low. But I do think Bob Sura is probably going to be in the A tier category. He's a 6'5" point guard. He's only about 10,000 MT, maybe even a little bit cheaper. He shoot the 3 ball, drive to the rim. I do think for budget cards, maybe even in the S tier category, but I do think for now he's probably going to be in A tier. Another really good point guard who I'm kind of debating throwing in A is actually going to be this Gary Payton. I'm gonna keep him in A tier because he is such a good defensive card. Like, he's 6'3" with a 6'8" wingspan, can play that shooting guard and point guard position. But take a look at these defensive stats. Like, such a well-rounded card, at least on the defensive end. 80 block, 97 steal, 96 lateral quickness, 92 perimeter, and a 90 interior defense on your point guard. Like, that is super nice to have. And then even offensively, he's not that bad. Like, he's got a 90 driving dunk, 92 vertical, he's decently fast, 91 speed, 91 acceleration, and does have a very solid jump shot and some pretty good dribble sigs. So I'd say Gary Payton II probably going to be in my A tier category. Rudy Gay, I think, is just one tier below a guy like Bob Sura and Gary Payton. A very good small forward. I'm just really waiting for our updated Rudy Gay, whether he gets a pink diamond or an opal. I think he could be one of the best small forwards in the game because he's got all the basic tools he needs. He's got a great jump shot, very good player model in game. He's always a great rim runner, just needs some better defensive stats and his jump shot to be a little bit faster, at least on quick timing. Iguodala easily going to be in that A tier category, maybe even deserving of S tier. He's probably one of the best defenders in the game, at least on the perimeter, and also does have like 90 plus in the interior and block category. So Card is such a good defender. I just do wish he had a little bit faster of a jump shot. Jonathan Isaac, I honestly almost want to throw in the C tier category. I feel like this card really isn't that great. For me, when he first came out, he was a really good budget card, but he's 6'11" at the power forward position, which is nice. He's got, or at the small forward position, I should say. He's also got a 7'2" wingspan, but defensively, this card doesn't really do that much crazy stuff for me in game. And then other than that, his stats are pretty average. Doesn't have any good dribble stakes. His jump shot's a little bit slow. I think he's just one tier below a guy like Rudy Gay and going to be in my C tier category. Now, Serge Ibaka, I do think is just slightly better than a guy like Evan Mobley, but I do think Serge deserves to be in the A tier category. I think he's just Evan Mobley with maybe better defense and a way better jump shot. Mobley's jump shot's on slow timing, where Ibaka's got a way better release and it's going to be on normal. So for me, I would definitely take Serge Ibaka over a guy like Evan Mobley. Penny Hardaway, this might seem a little bit crazy, but Amethyst Penny Hardaway, just like Anthony Davis, is actually very similar to his higher tier card. If we just compare them, obviously they're going to be the same height and wingspan, but this Amethyst version is not that much worse than the Pink Diamond Penny Hardaway, who's still arguably a top 5 point guard in the game. Like, take a look at these stats: +1 3 ball, +3 mid range, +2 speed, +2 acceleration. Like, if you just take a look at the overall stat upgrades, the only massive one, or the only one that actually makes a decent change, is the +7 ball handle, going from an 86 to a 93. But even that's not that big of a difference, and badge count wise, it's not even that far off. Like, I mean, they got the same silver badges. The Amethyst has actually got 5 more golds, where obviously the Pink Diamond's gonna have 5 more Hall of Fame badges. But what even are those Hall of Fame badges? Like Ankle Breaker, Dimer. I will say Killer Combos and Hyperdrive are two definitely, you know, pretty big badges to have, but like Space Creator, Dimer, Ankle Breaker, like, is that much of a difference on a card? So like, you're getting, you know, Pink Diamond version gets you Hall of Fame Killer Combos and Hall of Fame Hyperdrive, but the Amethyst is basically going to be like 90 to 95% of what the Pink Diamond can do. So 1000% going to be a top 5 budget card. I think him and Amar'e Stoudemire are definitely locks to be in the S tier category. Wesley Person, I think, is also going to be an A tier, maybe in the S tier category. Got a very good jump shot, but at the shooting guard spot, I don't think he's going to be better than a guy like Iguodala. Jerome Williams, another amazing budget card. I know there's going to be probably a lot of guys in A tier, but I mean, you just can't put Jerome Williams any lower than, you know, A tier. He's such a good small forward, plays really good defense, and has the KPJ base, one of the best bases in my team. So for me, I think he's honestly going to be an A tier, and I think another A tier budget card is actually going to be Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, there's just so many good budget cards in my team right now. Like, how can you put Kristaps in B tier? He's a 7'3" center, has an amazing jump shot, Hall of Fame limitless range. He plays solid defense because he's 7'3". I think you just got to keep him in the A tier category. KPJ, now what I will say about KPJ is, does he deserve to be in B tier? He probably should go A tier, right? But there's just so many good budget cards. But I guess we're just gonna have to keep him A tier because he's a 6'6" point guard with such a good release. Like, I don't think any of these guys could be in B tier. You can let me know in the comment section down below. Would you drop any of these budget cards in A down to the B tier category? For me, Tyrese Maxey is gonna be definitely a B tier card. Even though he is a solid point guard, has a decent jump shot, and should be pretty good offensively. Defensively wise, just not going to give me too much defense. He's only 6'2", so I think he's kind of just like a better Donovan Mitchell, like at least better than the Amethyst D-Mitch. That's kind of how I would compare the cards. I think Tyrese Maxey probably in that B tier category. Terry Mills, I think, is just going to be high B tier. I think he's, you know, just behind these small forwards, guys like Iguodala, the 3, or guys like Jerome Williams. I do think Terry Mills is a little bit worse. I think Austin Reeves is also going to be in the B tier category. So it kind of looks like we just got so many of those A tier budget cards right at the start of the tier list, because there's still some guys that can definitely go in B tier. Like Austin Reeves plays good defense, has a good jump shot, does everything at a decent level, but really doesn't excel at anything necessarily. So I think Austin Reeves probably going to be in my B tier category. Channing Frye is an interesting one. He's either going to be high B tier or low A tier. I think kind of just to balance out the tier list, I might throw him at high B, because I do think he's slightly worse than a guy like Kristaps, but they're basically the same center, like basically the same type of center. They both got great jump shots. I do like Kristaps a lot more, and they're both really good stretch bigs, guys that can space the floor and knock down threes. But for me, I think Channing Frye probably going to be in that high B tier spot. Shea, 1000% still in A tier. I mean, he's only about, you know, 15 to 20,000 MT, and is still one of the better point guards in my team. He's 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan. Very good all around stats. Now, I will say I don't like using the Shea card as much as I used to in the past. I still think he does have a good jump shot, one of the best point guard releases. He's got the MJ dribble style, so he can move a little bit on the court, but I think honestly you could make an argument for Bob Sura being a little bit better. Diamond Throw Bailey I think is going to be in that B tier spot, a very good all-around budget card. I can't really say in the A tier category anymore. You know, at the power forward position I'd much rather use a guy like Serge Ibaka, right? At small forward I'd much rather use a guy like Jerome Williams. So I think for me Throw Bailey still a very good defender, very similar to a guy like Damian Giannis, who I think also is probably going to be in B. I mean, you could put Giannis in A tier if you wanted to, but for me that jump shot just really isn't that great. I feel like Giannis does need a new jump shot, or at least it on quick timing, but I still think Diamond Giannis probably going to be in the B tier category. And then to round off the tier list, we're probably going to throw Diamond Tim Duncan in the B tier spot, I should say. Still is a very good, you know, all around diamond card. He's 6'11" at the power forward spot with a 7'2" wingspan. Solid defender. He's just a little bit worse than his Dark Matter version, so I would say Tim Duncan going to be in B. And then to round off the tier list, I do think Luol Deng probably going to be in the S tier category. He's still such a good budget card for only about 20,000 MT. He's a 6'9" shooting guard with a 7' wingspan, going to give you some very good defense. Like, these defensive stats are very well rounded. So yeah guys, that's going to round off my my budget card tier list. Now we do have to move 2 of these budget cards into the S tier category. So let me know in the comment section down below, out of all of these budget cards in A, which 2 would you guys move up into that S tier category? For me, I think it's really between Iguodala, you know, Shea, and Bob Sura. Those are probably my top 3 guys, and maybe even Serge Ibaka as well. Now it really comes down to who I like more between Bob and Shea. And honestly, I'm going to give the nod to Bob. I think Bob Sura is a little bit better point guard than a guy like Shea, which might be a little bit crazy to say, but at least from my experience using the cards, I'd much rather use a guy like Bob Sura. And then I think Iguodala has to be in that S tier category just for the defense he does provide you. And then I think I'm also going to move Channing Frye up into A tier. He's basically the same card as Kristaps. And then I think I'm going to move Giannis also up into the A tier category. Still a very good power forward and very versatile at the power forward position. So in my opinion, guys, this is going to be my budget card tier list. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys would change about it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.